I didn't do the same trail.
Yeah, I was given.
And then I could pass you and you couldn't pass me back.
I didn't even know, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
for
that.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
See, that was the deal. I was trying to catch you right at the end.
Yeah.
So if I got ahead of you.
I don't even know the rules, but that's
in the rules. Once you pass somebody, you can't repass them for 15 minutes. Until you get to no man's land.
So what I was going to ask you, after I went back and pulled my team across the ice, did you pull your team across the ice?
I did.
Okay, I was wondering if you're sitting there going,
I did
on!
the same exact thing you did.
But it seems like I got it.
I said, "Haw." When you was up there, I said, "Haw." Yeah. They went the same way yours did.
Yeah. It was
if I had leaders that would have done what I said.
Did you see what my reaction was? So my dogs went up off.
This is just around the corner here.
They came up off and they went up the bank because they were afraid of the open water.
There was some
not much at all. Yeah. But I basically, when that happened, I said, "Oh no, not again," because I've had some issues over the years. And I just basically went deflated like balloon, air coming out of a balloon.
Well, and this happened to both of us numerous times, deflation.
But the funniest part of the whole deal was him and I you had like a war whoop. I can't repeat it, and I was doing my all right, and we're both.
Actually, the people on the bridge said they heard us from a couple of miles away.
Yeah. Both of you hollering at the dogs.
Different
then I actually talked with Lance about it last night. I'm like, dude, is that okay to be yelling at your dogs at the end of the race? And he's like, it's what we're all doing. Because, not often do races come down. Oh, yeah. 1,000-mile race is usually not like this in a mid-distance race. And this guy's like one of the mid-distance champions more than anybody else. It's often like that.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've ever been in an event like this, where I've done this before.
Yeah, especially at the end of 1,000 miles, and we're here within seconds.
Oh no,
yeah.
Incredible.
So, hopefully it was exciting for all the fans.
It's good for the sport.
It is.
One of the most exciting dog races I ever witnessed in my life was in Yellowknife at the Caribou Carnival, and they do a gang start, and they had 30 teams on
Sure.
And you talked about mass confusion because the dogs are just wired. It's just a sprint race, and just like try and sort that out on the trail.
For distance mushers, we're fairly sprinty guys, though. I mean,
we are. I mean, he just had a little bit faster dogs. All amounted.
I was surprised. Were you switching dogs out at all on the river here?
I was not.
I switched out leaders. Dude. I put Walter in lead, thinking he'd be a better G Hall leader through the rough trail.
I knew you were.
And that's when you bolted on me. And then I put that little Juanita up there, and that's how we got back in the action.
Yeah, but and I thought you may have put a dog in the basket.
John Baker's dog.
And then I said, once you did, that's what I was, hoping for, because I didn't think you would catch me then, but you did.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get mine to lope.
And then I took the dog out of the basket when the snow got a little punchy, because I didn't want to slow down. We were
trying everything.
Things going on. But it was mad.
It was a good race, guys. You made it pretty exciting for a lot of people. So.
Did you have any idea that I was even behind you, or no? Did you see my interview, what I said about how I wanted to sneak up right on you, but then I figured that wasn't really a gentlemanly thing to do? But if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't have turned my light on so early.
Yeah, you should.
You kicked it into gear, dude.
Oh man,
I
started ski poling like crazy, and then we're 20 miles out because I just looked at my GPS, and we're 20 miles from the finish, and I didn't know if I could sustain the ski poling like this, for 3 hours.
Yeah. Did you snack at all on the river? When's the last time you snacked?
Not too long before.
I snacked on the hill coming down on the Takini.
Oh, a little bit after that.
Some red pond.
Yeah.
I think they needed some kind of energy on there, but I didn't really snack maybe 3 times, I think, from Braeburn.
Yeah.
But that 50 minutes you had, that was 50 minutes of heat. Like we were talking earlier, like when you, Lance, and I took off that one time.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially in sprint mushing, the team behind actually has an advantage.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people were telling you how far I was ahead.
Sebastian did.
Which, and say I never had that. I never had that luxury.
And some lady at the
I never knew how far he was behind me. Never. I thought I was going fast enough where he couldn't catch me. I
was right behind you where Frank Turner and all those people out there. I was right behind you with my light on. And that's right around the corners when I turned it on.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, guys? The way technology is moving, 5 years from now, if you run the Quest, you'll have a little screen on the top of your
probably.
You'll be able to look at where the guys are in the race. So.
But basically, we'll be able to. Yeah, we're gonna eventually have some type of Dick Tracy gadget, on our deal. We're gonna be like, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
For better, for worse.
How was the trail overall? Was it a good trail?
The Canadian side was great.
Yeah,
you couldn't ask. I wish they would come over and do
the
Rangers.
The Rangers do a bang-up job.
Yeah,
they do.
It was a little sketchy getting closer to Whitehorse because of this.
It was.
It was weird, but it was safe. I didn't feel any danger at all at any time.
No,
but
no, it was great.
It was fun.
back. My dogs will slow down a little bit, but his will get stronger.
Yeah.
So I was worried about that, and sure enough, that's what happened at the end here too. His dogs got stronger, and mine just kind of mellowed out just a little bit, enough where he could get by.
And it's so tough because when you're on a river, you know, the dogs are a little bit more cautious, I guess, but they're looking around for the trail a little bit more. He's got no scent to chase after. Mine, I can turn the light off, and they're just sniffing out his dogs.
Yeah. So if I get lost, he gets lost.
Yeah.
I should have just turned off somewhere.
So after I passed you, then you turned off your headlamp for a little bit.
I did.
And you did
well,
that.
I tried different things.
Yeah.
I tried yelling real loud to
experimenting.
try to distract your dogs to start looking back too.
Like what I was doing.
Yeah. All those things.
Yeah.
But so it was fun to try all these things.
Hear your howl because we've heard about the we've
Yeah,
heard
do
about
it.
the war
Do it.
whoop. Come on.
Do it.
That's what it is. It's freaking me out, man. 'Cause I'm the Indian wannabe. He's doing the.
You're gonna have nightmares about that.
But I don't really do the all right. I just did because he was making fun of me earlier in the race because he's from Arkansas, which is fairly, you know, not too north. And I consider myself, even though I grew up in Chicago, that I'm a Tennessee boy. So I try to get a little southern drawl in there, and he was always trying to figure out what the heck I was saying because, you know, it's goofy.
You get ready to go, and he said, "All right." What the heck are you saying?
But I just kept on going. I didn't say all right that much. I just keep on going. Come on, come on, come on. And I was doing that for Brayburn, dude, and whistling. The dogs feed off of our energy.
I know.
You know.
I just couldn't get mine to lope.
Yeah.
And that was the difference right there.
No,
and it took 11 hours for you to catch me. If we'd have stopped at Bikini or something like that, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, without question. Yeah, I knew I had a chance though. Even though you smoked me coming into Brayburn, I always knew that I could somehow catch you.
Well, you saw at the end of all of your runs, you
like
were
coming
a
up
lot
that
faster.
hill, dude. You know, into Carmack's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, this guy's like, I called him the octopus. From behind, he looked like an octopus because he's.
Oh man, I was going hard. I didn't know if I could hold that for 3 or so hours, but.
How many pounds did you lose this time?
I don't know.
He lost 35 pounds.
No, 25.
Or 25 2 years
last year.
Yeah.
He looks thin, like since the start. Like,
well, probably 10 pounds. I'm just guessing though.
Yeah. Thank God for good Canadian beer.
We'll get that back shortly.
No, look, guys, I come down here to watch the Yuki come in, and I just experienced probably the greatest synopsis of a dog race I've ever heard in my life from the first and second place people. I mean, it's a great, just that alone. I think you recorded it, Harry. It's a great shot that should be somewhere in the race, somewhere in the thing. If you ever do a video, that's the kind of stuff that's
what gets people excited about.
You guys are reliving the excitement of what happened in the last 50 to 100 miles of the race.
I don't know if you heard me, man, but when we were going at it, I would start laughing sometimes. It was just too funny. It was like, you know, it was just goofy. But
it was, especially for the spectators, you know, up on the bridge, this, that, and the other. They saw me coming over ski pole, and I'd already seen him. Yeah. And, of course, he comes just after that with his light off, you know, and it's just the whole scenario of...
and then you think about all the people on the internet that are watching it, peeing in their pants back at their houses in the lower 48 or wherever.
The strategy. Huh?
Yeah.
All that. And then we're trying different things, and so it was...
what the sport should be about, having fun, doing your best, but at the end of the day, you know, it's not about denigrating your opponent, it's about, you know, appreciating each other's, you know, uniqueness.
Yeah.
Allie's not going to beat me up, is she?
She might.
I'm afraid.
Hugh, are you going in Iditarod?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's taken a year off this year, but Alan's been doing. I've known this guy a while, but the coolest thing he ever did was this guy would go to Nome, put up a tent on the ocean, and stay there and wait for his wife to come in on the Iditarod Trail. We'd all be in our hotel rooms.
One year, she came in. I had this tent out on the ice. The next day, all the ice left. It was gone. So I could just see me in that tent, floating out in the ocean.
Race morning.
One more day, and that was what would have happened.
Honey.
50 miles
So she didn't let me do that anymore.
I said, honey, we're going to the hot springs. But I'm sure we both will have quality teams. Sure, the dogs, by the end of this race, our teams are rock solid.
Just like working out all the time, eh? When you're always working.
Exactly.
Out,
Speaking of which, do you really work out 2 hours a day?
Quite a bit. Wow. Quite a bit. Ski poling.
That ain't my style.
Ski poling. I do a lot of this.
I'm more like.
Well, it worked for you this year.
It's funny
Maybe I should start that then. I don't know.
How many beer did you have on the trail?
Not have a beer this year.
He didn't. No, he's
a little bit busy there. No, I really screwed up on those. I didn't have anything to drink out there. I drank 2 soda pops, a coffee, and 3 energy drinks. So basically, you were racing against sugar.
Yeah. It was funny, and was it Carmax or Pelly where you was trying to sleep on your sled and wait till I leave?
Oh yeah, and you snuck out on me. We had some funny little games.
We did,
but that's part of what it's all about. It's almost stuff that you pick up from watching Lance.
Yeah.
I remember Lance a couple years ago trying to sneak out a window through a back boiler room.
I wasn't even trying to sneak out. I could have sneaked out on you that time.
Yeah, but you like gave it like a war cry.
I did. Woo, let's go, you know, and he's sleeping on his sled waiting for me to leave so he can leave. He just jumped out of his pants, you know.
I didn't realize that he was actually booting dogs. You do that all the time, which I'm going to start doing.
After I feed, where I got 40 minutes, 30 minutes, then you can go back in, drink something, you can go walk on your sled and go.
That's a good idea.
Or if somebody's trying to sneak out on you, you can just get on your sled.
You don't have trouble with some little leader girls that like to take their booties off?
Not that far into the race.
Yeah.
That I do earlier. But you know, when they're tired, they just lay there. Yeah. And they don't. But earlier in the race, it's harder to do. We're
always learning, man. Yeah, that's the beauty of this, why we do this. I'm always picking stuff up.
Oh,
so I'm going to try that.
So do you guys think you'll be ready, like physically? Well, you're not running, but will you be ready physically?
I ran dogs yesterday out in Annie Lakes.
I think we're both ready right now if we were to run. It just takes a couple days and you start feeling really good.
I need to get out in the woods so I can stay out of trouble in the city.
It's interesting. I read a Craig Madrid piece on the Alaska Dispatch. He was kind of hypothesizing that you guys are too tired. Like, you guys are physically too tired. And that may be the difference between.
Nothing like, personal, but what type of athlete is Craig Madrid?
I know, right?
Well, I'm not into negative publicity like that.
Right.
If he needs to make money by talking down about us, I mean, I did an interview yesterday where I challenged Michael Jordan to a game of basketball, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, because I could say I could beat Michael Jordan in a game of horse, but Michael Jordan, he couldn't do this. Because I think we as athletes I think we as mushers are completely underrated.
That's what we got to get stirred up a little bit. You know, make a little, you know, like wrestlers do this, that, and the other, to get everything.
That's right.
Yeah. But you know, I think we're not giving our due respect for what we do. Those guys are doing these football, basketball, baseball for 2 hours a day, man. We're out there for 10 days going at it. And I think we don't, after we get through that wall, you know, 2 or 3 days into the race,
once you get,
we're actually in our environment.
You get used to it. It's amazing you get used to the cold. And it wasn't cold this year, but like last year when it's 50 below, when you get into a checkpoint and it's 50 below, I have to ask people, is it cold? You don't really know if it's cold because you're used to it. You're in that.
Boy, were we sweating like crazy coming out of Carmax? So I tried to ditch him coming out of Carmax. He took a while to get out of there.
He did.
And I thought I had him. I was running up those hills, and I'm like, woohoo! I'm gonna make
up some time here. Keep looking back, and here I come.
And then there he came, and I had a little trail marker because I busted my ski pole on the ground, so I had a trail marker I was using. And right when he came up, I just put the trail marker back in alongside the trail and said,
"There you go, Will."
Oh, nice! I let him borrow this.
He did, yeah. I picked up his ski pole once, and I asked him if he saw my Leatherman that I dropped somewhere. He didn't. So I gave him a ski pole, and he let me borrow a Leatherman.
That's what it's all about, man. We're helping each other as well, you know. That's why, you know, if you mess with each other, all you're doing is really slowing each other down. I think we actually got in here a lot faster, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We were just pushing each other.
Sure. Oh, yeah, we were pushing.
Did you even use it or no?
What?
The Leatherman.
I did a few times.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, just taking plastics off and this, that, and the other. You know.
Cool.
I know, right?
By the way, do you remember what you said to me at Brayburn?
I can't remember. Probably.
That's the wrong type of plastic to be putting on Hugh.
I said I was going to mess with him a little bit.
It worked because that red plastic wouldn't go on.
I know.
So I put the yellow on, and the yellow went right on smooth. So thank you, brother.
that was the minutes or something.
Yeah. Anyways, Mike Ellis.
So it's just on and on these little things that happen throughout the whole race.
When I left Brayburn, you know what somebody yells out? You remember your axe this time, Hugh?
Oh, yeah.
It was Mike Ellis. Oh. I was going to go find out who did that and go after him. And then I'm like, oh, it's Mike. I'm not gonna beat up on a gimp.
Oh.
I'm kidding, Mike. Yeah, he'll be back. I felt sorry for when people go through what he went through. You really feel for him. That was pretty
he hurt
tough.
his shoulder and early in the race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, lots of stories, eh?
Lots of stories.
Yeah.
But I think people follow our adventures out there and they feed off the energy, you know, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because we're not just doing it for us; we're doing it for the Quest.
Oh yeah, no, and it's a great race. You know, it's been running for years, and I know that the Quest has struggled from year to year.
It has.
Sponsorship and other odds and ends, and it's just too bad that it hasn't really picked up.
Sure.
Because it's a great race. You know,
Well, we just
really
got to keep it going.
We
And
keep it going.
thanks to the Canadian government for what you people do. I mean, the amount of support you get this
it's
race
mainly
is
the Yukon
phenomenal.
government. It's the territorial government that does most of it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do an excellent
Well,
job.
it's important to us. You know, it's a great race, and it keeps the interest just generally in the north. And and a lot of the stories that come out of the Quest are stories that could have been told 100 years ago, like people things that
Exactly.
happened on
The
trail
same things
and
happened 100 years ago.
So it's pretty cool. It's kind of real northern Yukon, Alaska stuff. You know,
I can see you being a good musher. You got the right build.
I've done it.
Nice.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that Saturday night when I'm speaking at your banquet. So
cool. You're speaking.
Were you an RCMP?
No. I was always too
You got
tall.
the look. Sergeant Sergeant Preston.
No, they didn't have a midget mountie course. So.
But we've had many RCMP that have been involved with this race in the past.
Yeah.
Doug Harris was.
Oh yeah, I knew Doug really well. In fact, I had a border collie that I bred with their border collie and some of their dogs at one time. So.
Cool.
Yeah. No, we'll see you guys Saturday night.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for the
you bet.
dialogue. It was awesome.
Cool. Nice
Good
meeting
to
you.
meet both of you. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Where's your book?
I don't know.